Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to our part two of our free webinar, How to Take the Stress Out of Meal Planning. We're going to give everybody just a few minutes to log on, and then we're going to get started. Welcome, everyone. We're just going to give everybody a few more minutes to log in before we get started. Thank you so much for joining. Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys can hear me okay. If you can, just comment in the chat box to let me know that everything is okay. Okay, there we go. Now I have the chat box open. Okay. So, good evening, everybody. I hope that you guys can see and hear me clearly. If you are having any difficulties, please let me know. I will try to adjust the volume. Okay, we'll give people just a couple more minutes to log on. I'm going to slow down this time around. I kind of went kind of fast this morning. So I'm going to slow down and take my time and make sure I get through the presentation and stop and pause for questions. So thank you guys so much for joining. My name is Chef Shantae Williams. I am a real chef. I have my Bachelor's of Science degree in Culinary Arts from Mississippi University for Women in Columbus, Mississippi. I love baking and pastry side. I do some catering. I just recently relocated to South Carolina, so I haven't yet reestablished my business. That's kind of in the works. So I'm just kind of taking it slow, not rushing to get anything done. So just to give you a little background about me, so I'll just be giving everybody just a few more minutes. I'm getting messages just so everybody can log on. Oh, there's my sister Rhonda's in. Good evening, Rhonda.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. How are you? Okay, we're gonna wait just one more minute. I know somebody else was trying to log on and they were having some issues. Okay, so hopefully, okay, hold on a second. Somebody else is having issues. Hopefully, I won't have to restart it because it'll be a whole nother link. Hmm. Guys, give me just a moment. Let me see if I can. Okay. Oh, Sharetta made it in. Yay. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Hopefully, those who were having issues will be able to jump on in a minute. So again, my name is Chef Shantae Williams. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to part two of how to take the stress out of meal planning. So I'm going to give you 7 easy steps on how to make your meal planning more easier and more enjoyable. So let's go ahead and get started with the presentation this evening. Okay. Hold on just a second. It's some background noise here. Okay, you guys, here we go. Welcome to my free webinar on how to take the stress out of meal planning. We know that sometimes planning can be difficult and almost non-existent because we are always on the go. We're always doing different things that a lot of times it's just easy for us, well, as it seems, just to go through a drive-through and pick up food and go home and eat. But we all know that all of that processed food is not good for us. And not only that, we need more family time at the dinner table. So I'm going to give you 7 easy steps in order to make that happen. So again, my name is Chef Shante Williams, and the name of my business is Izana's Delights Bakery and Catering Company. So you may be wondering, where did Izana's come from? Izana's is a combination of my only child, Kiana, and my oldest niece, Israel. So it actually came as a class in my culinary, when I was in culinary school, my menu and recipes class. The assignment was to either redo an existing restaurant or create your own. So because me, I like to be original. I don't like to copycat anybody. So I came up with my own name, and this is what came to me was Izana's. And so because I love the baking part more than the cooking part, that comes delight. So I do catering on the side, but baking is my passion. So I just relocated to Columbia, South Carolina. So I do not yet have my business established in South Carolina, but I am making strides towards that. So again, today our agenda, we're going to learn 7 ways to reduce the stress in your meal planning on this evening. Number 1, plan your meals with a theme. A lot of times meal planning becomes difficult because all we can think of is the same thing week after week. It becomes boring and it becomes tiring and like more stressful because you don't know what to cook. You don't know, which is your family going to eat this, or they're going to eat that, and so if you take time out and plan a day with a theme, that can make meal planning more exciting and more fun. So for example, Mondays might be Mexican night. So take each Monday in the month and go ahead and write down what it is you can do that's different each Monday. So the first Monday might be enchiladas. The second Monday might be a taco bar. The third Monday might be quesadillas. And the fourth Monday might be chicken tostadas. And another example is Mondays might be Italian inspired night. So Monday night might be spaghetti. The second Monday might be lasagna. The third Monday might be ravioli. And then the fourth Monday might be chicken parmesan. So take time out and think about different themes that you can do one night a week that can make your life a lot easier. And you can do a Greek theme, you can do a Jamaican theme, you can do a soul food theme, you can do a carnival theme, you can do finger food theme. I mean, the themes are endless. Food and creativity is all about you. So it's all about how creative can you be. And just think about it. Think about all the different themes and world cuisines that are out there and how easy it is to make these things. It doesn't have to be difficult. You don't have to do a full course meal. You're just trying to get something different in your meal planning so that it becomes creative, so that it becomes appetizing, so that it becomes interesting for your family. And number 2, have breakfast for dinner. Who says that you cannot have breakfast for dinner? I don't recall that being a rule in the book. Everything doesn't have to be, fried chicken, pork chops, and something savory. You can do breakfast for dinner. It doesn't matter if your child goes and gets a bowl of cereal, or you get pancakes, or you have French toast, or you have your breakfast casserole. All of those things are fine. Go ahead and make it easy on yourself. Assign breakfast for a dinner 1 day a week. You'll be surprised how fun that'll be for your family, especially when you have small children and they can have their favorite cereal for dinner. You will be the best mom or dad ever. I promise you. I mean, and just make it fun. You can do heart shaped French toast, or you do your waffle with your fruit on the side, or you do your more traditional breakfast with your potatoes, your toast, your over easy eggs or scrambled soft eggs and bacon or sausage. And don't forget, you can always go with lean meat and do turkey sausage or turkey bacon. So, number two, have breakfast for dinner. So, number one was do a theme meal 1 day a week. And number two is do breakfast for dinner. Number three, a kids cook night. How cool is it to have your children prepare a meal for dinner? Now, I know some of you may be cringing at the thought of kids cooking. You're thinking about the mess they're going to make and what you have to clean up. But listen, this is where you give them guidance. Kids love it when they think that they are in control, when they can make decisions, when they can help out, when they can sing to have fun while doing it. So don't be afraid to allow your child to cook in the kitchen under adult supervision. Now, of course, anything that requires sharp utensils, you're going to be there right along to help with them with that. We don't want to leave kids in the kitchen by themselves cooking with knives and other sharp utensils. But at the same time, let them feel like they're taking charge. Let them know what it means to cook for a family for a night. That teaches them responsibility, that teaches them how to cook, and that gives them priceless memories that they will cherish for the rest of their lives. They will tell their children and their children's children. So it'll also be a family tradition that they will pass on. So don't be afraid to allow your child to cook. Allow them to pick out the meal. No, it may not be the perfect dinner. You may not have a fruit, a vegetable, and a starch, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes we make things so difficult when it is simply easy. So think about it. What do you think your child would want to cook for dinner? And let them do it. You guide them and you show them and you teach them. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is awesome. They will truly, truly enjoy it. Look at the smile on that young man's face. Does it look like he's having fun? Or does it look like he's depressed? Of course he's having fun. He's in the kitchen, he's sauteing vegetables, and he is having fun. We have got to raise our children up to know how to cook. That is a life skill. We cannot wait until they're old and get ready to go to college before we're trying to teach them these basic life skills. We have to start young. So, you guys, we can do this. Let's teach our kids how to cook early so that they will develop an appreciation for cooking and they'll be less likely to eat out at fast food restaurants. Okay? Is that good to you guys? Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to pause for a second to see if there's any questions in the chat box. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, so number one was plan a theme meal. Number two was breakfast for dinner. And then number three, kids cook night. Okay, that is going to be so much fun. One of the best memories I have growing up is being in the kitchen with both of my grandmothers cooking. I cherish those days. There are still times that when I am in the kitchen cooking and I will think about them. And sometimes it gets a little teary because they're both gone. But I will cherish those moments that I was allowed to be in the kitchen with them to either help them cook breakfast or to help them prepare Sunday dinner or just dinner whenever we were there. So you guys, don't be afraid to allow the little ones in the kitchen. It is so much fun. Okay, so let's get back to the presentation. Number four, make one day where the entire family helps prepare the meal. You guys, a lot of times we're stressed out with meal planning because normally it's the mother that does everything. We do have some dads that love to cook, but most times it is the mother who does everything. So if you're working a full-time job, you're picking the kids up from school, you're dropping them off at their different practices, and then you're trying to rush home try to put something together for your kids while they're doing homework, then you're trying to check homework. But listen, sometimes we need to slow down and allow the entire family to get involved in the meal planning, because it will, just think about that. Think about if you had the entire family in the kitchen cooking. Now, somebody may be saying, well, my kitchen is not big enough. Well, that's okay. Set up a station at the dining room table, put up a table in the living room. You don't have to have a gigantic kitchen to have your family cooking with you. Just make it easy for everyone. See, look at the family cooking. Don't they look excited? Look how the little ones roll. It's like they're rolling pasta dough. You guys, get the whole family involved. A lot of times we're not doing enough family activity together. Everybody hits the door and goes their separate ways. But this is a way to bring the family together, and what better time to do that than at dinner time? So think about one day a week that the entire family can help prepare a meal. Number 5, plan and shop for your meals at least 2 weeks in advance when you can. A lot of time, the stressful meal planning comes when we have to go to the grocery store. It's never a run in and run out. The grocery store is always at least an hour. So why do you want to keep doing that, 2 or 3 days a week? Go to the grocery store one time and shop for 2 weeks at a time. That way you have all of your ingredients for your meal planning, and all you have to do is go home and start cooking. You don't have to stop at the grocery store, because a lot of times the grocery store stop is tiring. And so by the time we go to the grocery store, by the time we stood in line, by the time we've gotten the groceries in the car, the last thing on our mind is going home and cooking. So what do? We go straight to a drive-thru, and we want to prevent that. So go ahead and shop at least 2 weeks in advance when you can, to make it easier on you. And then number 6, cook and freeze your food. If you know that your family has a favorite dish, let's just say spaghetti. And so the next time you make a pot of spaghetti, make a double batch and then freeze the rest of it. So the next time they say, hey, mom or dad, we really want spaghetti, you just pull your spaghetti out the day before, let it thaw in the refrigerator, and then all you have to do is warm it up. There's no cooking because you've already done it. You've already done the hard part. So we have to learn how to cook in double batches and then portion it and then freeze it. And we want to make sure that we're using bags that are freezer friendly, because we don't want freezer burn on our food. Nobody likes food that has freezer burn. And even when you're using plastic containers, make sure you read on there and make sure they says that you can freeze it, because every plastic container is not freezable. It's not airtight. It's not going to keep the air out, and it's not going to keep the freezer burn off your food. Okay, so we want to be smart in our cooking, and we want to cook more and then freeze some of it. You don't have to put all of it out for dinner. You want to freeze some of it so that you can have it for the next time. Now, the last step, number 7, you guys, a lot of times we plan and we plan, and sometimes things just don't work out. No matter how well we plan, no matter what our good intentions are, something may come up and it just doesn't work out. Guess what, you guys? It's only food. Don't let meal planning stress you out. If you plan a day and it doesn't work out, it's okay. Order the pizza and chill. Don't allow something as food stress you out, okay? It's okay if it doesn't work out. Pick up the phone, order the takeout, and call it a day. Now, we don't want to order takeout each and every day. We want to limit that to maybe, once a week if possible. But you may even have a day where you say, okay, today is takeout day. Where are we going to order food from? That's okay, because you do need a break. Okay, but don't be afraid. Don't be stressed out. Don't think that it's the end of the world because what you planned didn't work out. Sometimes you may have been cooking and you left the food on too high. You thought you cut it down, but you didn't, and now it's burnt. It's okay. It happens to all of us. Just pick up the phone, dial your favorite takeout place, and call it a day. It's not the end of the world. It's going to be okay as long as your family eats, which is the key point. That's all that matters. Okay, so we don't want to be stressed out doing our meal planning. So just to recap, number 1, plan a theme meal. Number 2, have breakfast for dinner. Number 3, have a kids cook night. Yes, allow the kids to cook. They can do it. I promise you, they can do more than you think they can do. Number four, get the entire family involved in the cooking process. Don't try, stop trying to do it all yourself. Number five, try to shop at least 2 weeks in advance to save on your grocery store trips. Number six, cook and freeze. Cook double batches, eat what you're going to eat, and freeze the rest for later on. And then number seven, if all else fails, order out and call it a day. Okay, you guys. And as always, when we're doing our meal planning, we want to make sure we get the right servings of our fruits, our vegetables, our grains, our protein, and our dairy. So you want to make sure you keep all of those things in mind. And here is a monthly meal planning calendar. You will get this in your email along with the survey to take. And this is just something, a template to get you started on your meal planning, to write down what it is you think you can have. And don't try to do the whole month at one time. Start out doing, 2 weeks at a time. And if even 2 weeks is too much for you, start out with 1 week and then um, gradually go to 2 weeks, gradually go to 3 weeks, gradually go to 4 weeks. Just take your time. Don't try to rush it, because a lot of times we get overwhelmed with trying to meal plan, so we don't do it. So don't get stressed out with trying to plan a whole month at one time. Just take your time and do 1 week, then do 2 weeks, then do 3 weeks, and then before you know it, you'll be doing a whole month just like that. So, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so appreciative for this opportunity. This is a do-over from this morning. I was just so nervous and I rushed through this morning. And so I had to do it over again this evening. And so I'm so thankful that I was able to slow down, I hope so that you guys can enjoy the entire presentation. And now for the big announcement. Drum roll, please. Here is my first ebook from my culinary side, 5 Ways to Plan an Award-Winning Party for Less, by yours truly. It is only $2.99. You can go to my website, izanasdelights.com, and you can purchase the ebook there. This ebook is going to help you save money when planning your party, whether it's your annual holiday party or get together. These are going to give you 5 easy tips to not break the bank when we're planning parties. Party planning can be very expensive. If you're not careful, the expenses can add up tremendously. But these are going to give you 5 ways to cut those expenses back so that you can truly enjoy your party. Who likes to really plan a party when you know you spent entirely too much, and then that is constantly on your mind? So download this ebook today. It is only $2.99. 5 Ways to Plan an Award-Winning Party for Less. You can go to the website, izanasdelights.com. Click on the products page and you will see the ebook there. After you purchase it, you will immediately get the download. And you can follow me on social media at Izana's Delights on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope, and Instagram. And if you need to email me if you have a question about tonight's presentation, you can email me at info@izanasdelights.com. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm truly appreciative for your attendance and just for listening. Now, at this time, I will take any questions that anybody has. Does anybody have any questions from the presentation on tonight? Oh, my P3 family is in the house. Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Does anybody have any questions? Any comments? Oh, thank you, Darnell. Thank you so much. I know, Clarissa. Thank you, Sharetta. And you guys, I'm gonna upload it on YouTube. Probably sometime next week. Oh, thank you. Go ahead, Darnell. What's your question? Clarissa, I'm probably going to work on it tomorrow, but just in case I have some technical difficulties. Foods that freeze better are like your soups, your casseroles, spaghetti freezes well. I wouldn't necessarily I'm not real big on freezing meats because sometimes they just don't taste as well as when they're freshly cooked. So I definitely would do, things like that. Soups and casseroles are the main thing. I know other things do freeze well, but sometimes, freezing can change the taste of a food afterwards. Sometimes they actually taste better. But I do casseroles and soups of that nature. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Does anybody else have a question? The book is on my website, izanasdelights.com. Let me just type it in the comment box. Okay, there you guys. You guys can go to that website, izanasdelights.com. You're welcome, Clarissa. It is $2.99, 5 ways to plan an award-winning party for less. You guys, my daughter wants to say hello. I don't know why. She thinks she's important. There's my little angel, you guys. She'll be 21 next Friday. I think I might cry. Glad bowls, yes, all glad bowls are not freezer friendly. You want to make sure that if you're freezing something that it's airtight. I really suggest using the freezer bags, and sometimes you might want to double bag them. Make sure that you date them and make sure that you put them in portions. Like I wouldn't do a whole bunch of spaghetti. Like I might do enough spaghetti for 2 servings. Does that make sense? That way, you're not trying to thaw out an entire pot of spaghetti. You want to break it up, and you want to make sure that you put the date on there. Um,
Monday's talking to me. Hey.
you guys, she thinks she's special. She has nothing to do with how to take the stress out of meal planning. She just got off work.
Your mom is great. Hey, look. They think you great, mom.
I am.
I can't deal with her.
Oh.
So I say, hey,
You
hey.
listen. You guys pray for her. She's going on this spring break trip. Okay, does anybody else have any questions? We're supposed to be going out to eat because my dad wants to go out to eat. I know it's kind of late. I normally don't like to eat late, but Daddy wants to go, so we're going.
Pack the oil.
I know, Clarissa, right? I'm going to have to anoint the car and every one of them children. Best believe. So you guys, thank you so much, my P3 family, for supporting me. That just means so much. I know that you guys are busy. Everybody has their own schedule and different things that are going on. So I really, truly appreciate it. You guys have become a family that I just don't know what I would do without. Don't know what I would do without. Okay, so as a matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and stop the recording. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to go to the website, izanasdelights.com, and download the ebook, 5 ways to plan an award-winning party for less. This is Chef Shantae signing off. Bon appetit.